Hello everyone, welcome to Rostrap. My name is Erdos12, and today we will be doing things differently. So, yeah, let's keep that in mind. So what we're first going to focus on is this, enumeration. Specifically, I want to focus on how it can be used. So, let's show you code what it can do. First things first, or actually I'm not going to insert a script. I'm going to do things differently, and yeah, I'm going to enable that. Click up here to options, HTTP requests, and then go straight to the plugins. Just like I said earlier in the first video I ever made on Rostrap, you do exactly what I'm doing here to set it up. You load Rostrap and you set up the packages that you need. So, yeah. Install. Server storage is what I prefer. You can choose anything you want. And we're going to install Enumeration, just like old times. Or just like always, should I say. And then we close out of that. So now we got Enumeration. Let's see what we can make here. I'm going to go to main. And I'm going to do this. Local. It could come up. Enumeration equals require. No, not require. Sorry. I forgot. It's load library. And then you'll do enumeration. Enumeration dot what? Oh wait. This is the main script. We forgot, we gotta change that back. I didn't see that there. Anyways, it's the only forgetting I've ever done in this video. So, that'll be the last. Enumeration dot what? What would you actually want to use this to make? Think about that before you use this library. Because there's some cases where you might not need to use enumeration, in some cases where you want to or would be best to use it. So I'm thinking, for my game, we have slots, right? Loadout slots. So, loadout slot could be something. It could be anything you want. This is just an example I'd like to show you. So we have primary, we have secondary, which is like the slingshot from Brick Battle, but much more robust than that, and more deadlier. And you have the, yep, so this is slots. Now, watch this. As you can see, that's a value. This is kind of like the Roblox enum. So, but this one you can actually create your own. So it works the same as you can see here. Now, what if we wanted to find the name, which is obvious, but for some it might be a little bit harder if they have to go about a value of some kind. As you can see, does the same thing as the enum. You use this in the case that you have to use that enum like you usually would. Now I'm going to try and do oh, right. Now I remember. Yeah. It's enumeration, not enum. Enum is for stuff that's read-only. This is for the enumeration. Now the type prints out this, which is a loadout slot, of course, and it corresponds to the type that this is. Now we're going to try something even more weirder. Well, not really weirder, but you just wouldn't do it. See that? Because of that, it prints out the full name. And the full name is something you would not use, or to string, you wouldn't use that. You'd use .name. Because if you use the full name, what are you getting out of that? Nothing. In terms of like actually like trying to figure out how to like position it. And you wouldn't want to save that in a data store because that would be too long. And you could just use the name. Now I'm thinking maybe we could do something else. This could be one of the shortest tutorials that I have planned, but who knows what is it though. Anyways, if you wanted to loop through them, here's what you would do. Well, first, here's what you would use, rather. For the whole thing, this is what you would get. Well, actually not that. It's the other way around. Or maybe not that either. Ah, I see where I went wrong. So, what this does is it prints out all the something tells me that's not right. Ah, I see why. It's misspelled. I'm a quick typer, but who cares? This is how you would do it in this case. So basically, it shows you here how that was done. Now, with that being said, you could use that to print out every single one. But if you want to print out a specific one, here's what I would do. in this case, I would do this. And as you can see, it prints out everything from 1 to 7. That's how many slots are in my game. Of course, you have 5 and 3 as usual, but these are 7 for a reason. And you can see each one is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's really supposed to be 0 based. Now, I've been doing some C# lately. And I've noticed that most of the arrays and stuff is 0 based. But this is also 0 based. Usually arrays in Lua are 1 based, which is interesting and also easy to use for a child. But 0 based is the way to go for a professional. So, just saying. Anyways, I think that's it. I covered it all. Should be good. This was the simplest one. So, hope you enjoyed the slight tutorial there. Next week we will be doing... Let's just see what we will be doing next week. I'll make a decision. I think next week we will try either Signal, or we can try replicated pseudo-instance. Now that's the tricky part doing replicated pseudo-instance, because this one is a little bit more abstracted, but Signal is straightforward.